I just transplanted 4 of the tiny lobelia seeds. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. This one, I don't know if you can see them. There's 4 teeny tiny plants in there that sprouted from my little experiment I was doing to see if these old seeds would germinate. There's one. You can barely see it. There's the other one, another one. Another one. They were really hard to get out of the sprouter and into the soil. So hopefully at least one of them lives. And I'm going to put this under the grow lights. The pond is getting bigger. It's been raining all day. It's Sunday. It's so cold outside. My hand is like ice. I just went out and fed the birds. I also cut off some branches of my crabapple tree and my little weeping cherry. I'm going to try and get them to bloom inside the house. I was watching a YouTube channel that I've been watching a couple years now, I think. His name is Kevin Lee Jacobs. I think that's his name. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, he cut some forsythia branches and forced them, I guess it's more than a couple weeks because they've already bloomed. I think that's what I remember anyway. But I was watching his channel today, and he went and cut some crabapple branches and put them in water. So I thought, oh, I have a crabapple tree. Why don't I try and do that? So when I was out there freezing, after I cut the crabapple off, I came back towards my weeping cherry here, and I thought I would cut some off the weeping cherry too. So I'm a little cold. I have water, but I think I'm going to make some hot tea because I'm really cold. The wind is really blowing out there. So according to my weather app, it says that it's 31 degrees out there, but with the wind chill, it's 20. So feels like 20. So I have one of my old vases. I'm going to put the crabapple in this one, and I'm going to go find a smaller vase for the other one, the weeping cherry. So I'm always afraid I'm going to fall. See that water's still standing in the yard. So I walked on the snow because I think it's going to be really slick over there. And then I walked through the gravel and then into the yard to get to the crabapple. Crabapple is that tree there. And then the weeping cherry is right by the porch on the corner. So this is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't know what to do. So I'm going to put the camera down and show you what I'm doing. These are the crabapple branches. Let's see. Just gonna make a I guess a bouquet kind of. I think I have to cut this. Cutting all the lower stems off. Just making sure they're all still alive. I think they are. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to go put this in the grow room in front of the window. Here's the little vase. It looks like they were trying to bud out already. This one doesn't look quite as pretty. I think I need some more. I don't want to go back out there. But I guess I will, because it looks kind of skimpy. Alright, I got some more. Tried to get more interesting looking ones. You can see that? I don't know. What do you think? Hopefully none of these are dead. I don't think they are. It looks like new growth out there. So I'm going to put this in the other room. So I've got my tea. I warm my hands up more than anything. It's just Lipton with honey and a little milk in it. Lipton black tea. I'm going to use, so I have the ground beef defrosting. It's not, it might be 3/4 of a pound. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. And the green onions are starting to look a little wilty. So I'm going to cut all these up for this dish along with about half of a regular white onion and some mushrooms. And then I thawed out some rice that I made at the same time I made the sauerkraut dish. So I'm gonna make like a ground beef, onion, mushroom dish with kind of a gravy that I'm gonna make with brandy, a little bit of brandy. Probably not a whole lot. I'm just gonna let it simmer off. So we'll see how it does. I'm just trying to use up what I have in the house right now. I'm still working on the freezer stuff. I'm just gonna wash and chop up all these vegetables while I wait for the ground beef. So I decided to also use a stalk of celery that I had in the fridge. So they're starting to get a little bit rubbery, so I decided to use one of them. I'm probably going to freeze some of them before they go bad. Okay, So I've never made this dish before. It's just made up from stuff I have. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in here. Start browning the ground beef. It's still a little frozen inside. So there is a dish that I really like. When I was in grade school, some of you probably have eaten something similar. They made, this was in the 60s, maybe early 70s. They made a ground beef and gravy. It's very plain, but it was served over long grain rice. It was so good. And the closest thing that I've been able to find to it is, I've tried to make it on my own, and it never turns out even close to that flavor. But I was shopping in one of the Asian supermarkets one time, maybe 2-3 years ago, and I've always just bypassed this. It's like in the curry, their box about this big, well, some of them are this big. It's just curry flavoring in a box, and it just basically melts into curry sauce when you put it in water in your curry. And I've used that my whole life. Next to the curry, the boxed curry sauce, is a ground beef mixture. I don't know what it's called. So, but anyway, I've just ignored it for years. I've seen it, and it's beef with gravy, ground beef gravy, and the picture on the box is it's over rice. So I thought I'd try it one day. And the flavor is almost exactly like that ground beef and gravy over rice from my childhood. So every once in a while I'll buy it and just make it up. But it reminds me of this, although there's more vegetables in this. The other dish doesn't have any. I'm going to go ahead and put the onions in here. I think I'm just going to put all the vegetables. I've got mushrooms and a little bit of celery in here too. I'm going to put some salt and pepper. Maybe garlic powder. And some brandy. I'm afraid to put more than that in there. I put a splash in there. So my thought is, when all this is cooked down, I will come back and maybe use a slotted spoon and get the solid stuff out, leave the sauce, and then make a gravy with what's in, and then put all the ground beef and vegetables back in here. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but we'll see. Here's the branches. They're actually kind of pretty on their own. I just have to remember to add water so they don't dry out. I really need to do something with these. So apparently I got more than one lettuce seed in this pot because none of the coleus germinated, and all we have is muck in these. Oh, the lobelia is still alive, and these gnats. So the boiling water didn't work too good. It might have killed some of the gnats, but I don't think it helped completely. This is part way through, almost cooked all the way. I think I'm gonna let it cook a little bit longer. I think it's cooked enough. It smells really good. So I'm just gonna scoop all the meat and vegetables out so I can make a gravy. So I almost forgot. Someone asked me on, I think it was the last video, how much I paid the repairman for my dryer. It was $163.23. So most of that was labor, $129. So there is a possibility that he charged me for all the chit chat he did over 2 hours. So my plan was to use the same pan, but then I remembered I can't use my wire whisk on my metal whisk in that pan. So I got my handy dandy 30-year-old pan out. It's got some butter, a little bit of pepper. You can see what I'm doing. Just making a roux. I haven't made gravy in a long time, so I have no idea what I'm doing. It would probably be better if I had some beef bouillon. Uh-oh, it's burning. gonna seem wrong, but it really needs some flavor. Putting chicken bouillon into a beef meal dish. Onion powder. I'm going to add a little bit more brandy to see if that helps with the flavor. Some basil. And oregano. I'm going to put it back in this other pan. Put the meat back in, meat and vegetables. Okay. See if the brandy will cook off and see if it gets thicker. I'll turn it down to low. Oh, I can taste the brandy. It's disgusting. Oh, hopefully that will burn off. So for flavor, I've decided to add a couple strips of bacon in here. I already put one in, and then I made another one. I can still taste the brandy a little bit, so I'm going to let it cook some more. I've been cooking it a few minutes with the lid off. It's done. I put it over rice. Let's see what it tastes like. So I can still taste the vodka in it. It's not super strong. I think I can eat it okay. Next time I make a beef dish like this, I will either use that boxed stuff that sauce that I told you about earlier, or use a beef bouillon cube or two to make the sauce with. So I ate the ground beef over rice. And the more I ate it, the more I liked the flavor. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm having some coffee now because I'm cold and it sounds really good. I also started cooking some apples. I'm going to make some unsweetened applesauce. I thought an apple cake would taste really good, probably because when I was scrolling on Facebook, an Amish applesauce cake or apple cake came up on my feed thing, and so I looked at the ingredients, and then when I tried to go back and find it again, I couldn't. So I had to go online and look and find something else. So I'm going to attempt to make this. I'm going to make like half of a recipe. I'm not going to do it on the video though, because I want to. It's 7:30 p.m. as you can see from the dark window. I want to get the video edited and scheduled for tomorrow so I can try and go to bed at least by 1 in the morning because I'm still staying up till like 3:30 in the morning and not getting up till 11 or later. So I hope you got a laugh out of my attempt to make stuff out of what was in my refrigerator and freezer. It didn't quite turn out the way I had planned, but it ended up tasting okay. You all take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.